And a screwdriver if you can.
Where the hell?
What just happened? Alright, so what you guys are going to need is this lamp from Ikea and this list. You can pause the video and take a look at those. One thing I do have to note is that after building this, I've realized that you can put this in the boom, like to move it around, or you can sit it on the table. Now here you're just going to want to take the socket, the light socket, and all the wiring out of the setup. For me, I'm going to keep the socket for the light. I think I could use that later on for something else. First obstacle. That little plastic black thing I just pulled out. Now that you're pretty much gonna break it when you pull it out. Just throw that away. It's pretty much garbage. But keep this. This has a good switch on it, a good stiff switch on it, and it's a good bit of porcelain around the light. Now this, you don't have to do this. You could just cut this wire at both ends and just leave it alone, because it is really hard to pull that wire out. It's in there pretty good. Here's where you need the 7mm socket. 7mm. See, right here you can see that one's shallow, and then that one I've tightened up. You see it goes about 1, maybe 2 turns on all of them, snugs them up really good. And now this is just fast forward footage of me tightening all of them up. And there's the there's 9 rubber bands there. There's the 8 rubber bands that I'm going to use. Did I write 16? I did. You just need 8 rubber bands. I don't know why I wrote 16. But it doesn't go through because there's... See, right here there's an indent in the metal, so it'll feel like you're stripping the nut, but it's actually slipping inside the metal. They did a punch in the side plates to do a cheap spacer instead of actually putting a washer or something in there. So that's a little cheap, but again, you're making a $10 boom mic thing, so don't expect a whole bunch of high quality parts. Right here is going to be 10-30 seconds. So 6 and 10-30 seconds is what I measured as the length from one end to the other, the farthest length, and that's what you're going to want to measure to get a general, I'm just like eyeballing it. It's just to get a general, cross going, and then another cross section in between that to get your 8 points where you're going to drill at. So yeah, 6 and 10-30 seconds was what I measured, and then you can just go around it and find the longest distance. That's what it's going to be, and then just make your marks. Now here you're going to go down 1/4 inch. That's what I went down, because on the inside those nuts fit right up against the lip on the inside of the lamp. And right here I'm saying not to use a 3/4 inch long bolt. Use a 1/2 inch bolt, or you'll have a whole lot of nub left over that you don't really need to hold the rubber bands. This is just me going around drilling out the holes now. Test fitting one, and you'll see that that nut fits just behind that lip, and that lip ends up holding it, so it makes it a lot easier to tighten it down, because you don't have to really have to screw the inside bolt. You just kind of hold it, and then the lip holds it still, and you can screw in from the outside. I would say just be careful of it walking, because this is a rounded metal surface, so the bit can easily walk away. Now, here I'm putting all the bolts in. And done. So now you're going to take it, and since the nut on the inside sits up against the lip, I can go around and tighten it all down with the pliers. Now we're going to add rubber bands. Do not do what I did, which was I put 2 rubber bands on, then I put the mic in, and then I went and put all the other rubber bands around the mic while it was in it. You don't need to do that. Just put all the rubber bands on first. Maybe just the first layer. So don't double up the rubber bands, but maybe the first ones. And you can open it like that. So you can open it and put the mic in. See, I put it in first and then started doubling them up, which, I mean, it works that way too, but I'm going to take the mic in and out of this periodically, so once you take it in and out once or twice, you'll understand. You just have to stretch rubber bands and set them in there. So those marks on top of the shade, I would advise to do that so you know that you've locked it in to the piece of metal on the arm. And here you take the 1/2 bit and you're gonna, please clamp it down. You're gonna see I lose it here in a second. Clamp this down so that doesn't happen to you, but 1/2 bit and widen out that hole. That way you know that your USB that came with the Yeti or your whatever mic is going to fit through there. And file it down. And I didn't do this, but you should add like pieces of electrical tape or something just to make sure that it's not going to cut up your USB cable. So here I am testing. It went in just fine. Then you just run it through and pull it down a bit, and then you're going to set the mic, set it on its side, and just reach in and plug it in with the USB. You can see the lines right here, red and black is the channel that nub goes down, and when you turn it, it lines up with red. So that's just how I'm going to identify that it's locked. I don't want to drop my microphone. That would really suck. And here I am testing it, and it works just great. I'm doing this voiceover on it right now. Thanks for watching. Oh, the Sharpie cut me. Oh, look at that. The patent is suicide cable. That'll go in the drawer for later.